Ah, the beautiful sunsets, the endless buffets. Cruising could be such a great vacation, but you gotta watch out. Sometimes there's a few rocky mistakes that you need to avoid. Today, I have a hero story for you, one filled with mistakes averted, sometimes just in the nick of time. Okay, you're ready. You've got your cruise, destination, the itinerary, and you are ready to book your cabin. Where don't you want? What's the mistake? The mistake is booking a cabin that's right below a pool deck or a nightclub. Might sound like a party until you realize that sleeping is a luxury too. Where should you get your cabin then? Here's the trick. You want to have your cabin as close to the midship as possible and on lower decks. That way, especially if you're prone to motion sickness, there's less motion rolling of the ship. Here's the next part. You want to make sure you have a cabin above you, a cabin below you, a cabin to the right, and a cabin to the left. That's how you're going to get the best room possible. Today, as I'm going through these mistakes, can you leave a comment below when it's something you think, oops, I did that, or I missed that one. We all know that life is unpredictable, even on a cruise. It's a good idea to get cruise insurance just in case there's an accident or a sickness while you're at sea. On the cruise that I have coming up, I spoke with Martin, the cruise planner for the Princess Cruise Line. He was telling me about this couple, they had purchased travel insurance, and it was a good thing. They were taking a cruise up the coast along the US into Canada. While they were on the cruise, the husband had a retinal detachment. What happened then, they got off at the next port, which was in Canada. They were so lucky because there was an eye center there that was able to fix his retina. But the only problem is when you have a retinal detachment, you can't fly and you can't go in high altitude to get home. So they had to stay in Canada for 2 extra weeks while that healed. Fortunately, they had travel insurance that helped pay the costs of the surgery, the hotel room, the travel, everything. So your tip here is get that travel insurance, even if it's just to cover just in case medical problems. Depending upon your destinations, you'll want to make sure not to make the mistake of not booking your shore excursions before you even get on the ship. We went to Alaska. Lots of the shore excursions were sold out. So you want to make sure you get those excursions booked before you even get on the ship. There's a few different ways to book those excursions. One way is right through your cruise line, and that is an easy peasy way. Everything's super simple. You can also book through companies like Avator and Get Your Guide. They also often have guarantees to make sure you get back to your cruise on time. They don't want you to miss the boat. Timing's everything. The worst way to start your cruise vacation is not to get on the ship because the flight was delayed, something happened. So it's a good idea to fly in the day before your cruise for 2 reasons, really. One, you don't want to miss your cruise. And 2, if you fly in the day of, you're probably going to be too tired to really enjoy that sail away party. Embarkation day can be long. So while you're waiting in line, it happens to be right around lunchtime, you'll want to make sure you have a few snacks, bars, nuts, trail mix, whatever your group likes. You're going to use those snacks later in the cruise too when you go on a shore excursion, just to make sure that nobody is walking around hangry. You get on the ship, you eat lunch. Now let's go swimming. Oh no, your swimsuits are in your luggage, and your luggage doesn't come to your stateroom for probably a couple more hours. Avoid this mistake. Put your swimsuit in your embarkation day bag. To make this list easy, I'm going to have a link in the description below. Has this ever happened to you? You get on the cruise, it's embarkation day, you're having a great time, and you don't empty your luggage. Well, you're going to wake up potentially to some clanging and a banging. And you might be thinking, where's that coming from? The closet? It's not a monster in your closet, it's the hangers smashing against each other. You want to make sure you empty out your luggage on the day you get on the ship, on your embarkation day, and then stow it right under your bed. These kind of hangers, they have these kind of hangers and then just regular hangers that don't have clamps. One of my viewers said, get these things out of your closet. Those clamps can rub up against your nice dresses and snag them. Get them out of the closet right away. Getting sunburned on a cruise anytime is a bummer. So you want to make sure you have your sunscreen in that embarkation day bag and just keep it there for your whole cruise. Here's a tip. Lather up before you even go out to go to the pool or go on an excursion. That way you know you have a nice base layer. Because I know there's no doubt a few Red Lobster stories out there. Anyone out there forget to turn your phone on airplane mode when you're on a cruise? That is a mistake. If you put your phone on airplane mode, it won't try to connect to cellular data, and you don't get those roaming charges that can really add up. I've heard stories of people that spend hundreds of dollars. Make sure you turn your phone on airplane mode. The seas are churning, and you or someone in your party is starting to feel green. Come to the rescue with some motion sickness over-the-counter medicine like Bonine or Dramamine. That way, everybody is going to have a good time on the cruise. Okay, superheroes, here's a couple pro tips. One, get some ginger candy and put it in your bag before you get on the cruise. The ginger helps settle your stomach. And two, when you get on the ship, go to the buffet. Grab a couple green apples. Green apples also work wonders to settle your stomach. We're not done yet, but I want to ask you to like and subscribe to this channel. Every day in your cabin, you get an itinerary like this. And I like to use a highlighter to go through and highlight the things that we want to do for the day. You might want to do that too. You can also do it on your app on your phone. I think it's a good idea to put a reminder of certain things throughout the day so you just don't miss out on some of that fun that you had planned. Rain on your Alaskan cruise excursion, it's going to happen. Or even on your tropical paradise, it can rain then too. These are super lightweight. Pick them up at the Dollar Tree and just drop them in your bag. A pod of dolphins off the bow of the ship, you don't want to miss it. You want to make sure you bring a good pair of binoculars. These were more like noculars. Couldn't see a darn thing. Here's a tip. You can rent good binoculars for $20 a day. So you might want to pick up a pair before your next cruise. Have you ever had a nightmare like me where you are sitting, having a glass of wine or two with your friends, and you suddenly realize, oh no, I got to get back on the ship. You get in a taxi, you drive back to the dock, only to realize the ship is sailing away. You want to make sure you get back to the ship on time. I was talking to a group of ladies that love to cruise, and one of them, I'm going to give away her name, was Joyce. She told a story of when she was in the Caribbean, her and her husband, another couple, they went to lunch, they're sitting, they're enjoying a glass of wine or two, and they didn't even take note, really, of the sail away time. So they're going back to the ship. Their heart isn't racing. They're not worried. They think everything's fine. When they get to where they can see the dock, they did see their ship sailing away. They get to the dock, ship was gone. All that was left for them was their passports. They had to figure out how to get home. All their luggage was on that ship until its final destination. Make sure you set your clock, set your watch, set your phone to ship time because it could be different than the time on your phone. And make sure that you take note of that sail away time. So you have the drink package. Endless fun, right? Hit 15 drinks per person per day. That's awesome. The drinks include wine, cocktails, soda, canned water. So that's great. What you do to pay for the drinks is you give them your cabin card, or if you're like on Princess, you have a medallion. They take note of all the drinks you've drank. So here's the thing that happened to our group. Molly can tell you it happened.
Sure did.
One night we're having a lot of fun. We are dancing, we are partying, and we keep getting more drinks. Well, we also keep giving them the same drink card. In the morning, I look at our statement and I think, how'd that happen? BB King's $100. Well, we just kept using the same drink card. We didn't keep rotating it. I did go to guest services and they helped us out. They transferred some of that drinks. They could tell that we hadn't been using them. Do yourself a favor and rotate that drink card. With all those fruity cocktails, sometimes it's hard to remember. You got to keep drinking that good old H2O. We had a rule, Molly and me. What was it, Molly?
Fashionista, water. Fashionista, water.
During the day, you might want to carry a collapsible water bottle like this one here. It works great. It's super lightweight, and when you're done drinking it, just fold it up and take it with you. At night, you're not going to want to bring a refillable water bottle. So here's the tip. Use your drink package to get some cans or bottles of water. You're probably not going to use your whole drink package on 15 alcoholic beverages. So Molly and Cody and my husband and I, we were great. We unpacked that first day. Everything was in the closet. No bagging, no clanging. The last night, what happened to you, Molly?
It woke us up. We heard this noise in the closet and we were very confused. And then we figured out it was the hangers.
And the same thing happened in our room. So here's the tip. That last night, you want to make sure that you take the hangers that now have no clothes on them and put them in a drawer or on a shelf, just so that they don't clang together, because your clothes are already packed up, ready to go home. You want to make sure that whatever you're carrying with you when you go to the ports does not weigh a ton. It's no fun carrying around a ton of bricks. So just carry the essentials of what you need for the day. I thought we did, but they were still very heavy. That's not where our big mistake happened, though. Our big mistake happened on the last day. We loaded up our luggage, and we had one of those luggage weighers, and our luggage weighed over 50 pounds. So we had lightened the load and put some in our backpacks, thinking, okay, well, we'll have those when we check in at the airport. Well, the mistake was we spent the day going around Vancouver having fun, and we had these super heavy backpacks. What was in yours, Molly?
A pair of very heavy tennis shoes.
I don't even know what was in mine. I just know it was ridiculous. We should have just left the backpacks where we left our luggage for the day, but no, we hauled it around. So here's the tip. Just make sure that your day bag is as light as possible at all times. Be sure to watch this video next, where you're going to find all the essentials you really need on your next cruise. Happy sailing!